Hello, Vigilantes. I'm doing something different today. I'm doing my first official podcast on my channel. And for today, I'm going to have a special guest along with me, Bryan Banner from Bro 4 Squad. And we're going to tag team X-Men Apocalypse and discuss everything we love, everything we disliked, and a few other plot details that fangoers are enjoying about this movie. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Let's begin. So, Bryan Banner, what are your initial thoughts on this movie?
It's kind of a love hate relationship. I wanted to love this because I love the Apocalypse storyline and everything, but it was really hard for me because they were trying to kind of pass the torch away from McAvoy and Fassbender and even Jennifer Lawrence to Sophie Turner and Sheridan and Smith McPhee, and it just didn't really work that well for me. But as far as the storyline goes, it did. I liked it. There was just some parts of it that are so glaringly bad, it's hard to ignore.
I think my main problem with it is Apocalypse because I mean Oscar Isaac is like one hell of an actor. I mean he did well in Star Wars: The Force Awakens as Poe Dameron, but you said he did it good as Poe Dameron, and then seeing him as Apocalypse, he was pretty much like over the top in a way, and all of you are my children, and very much he didn't really do anything. I mean, Apocalypse is like the head guy in the comic books, and he does shit. But in this movie,
Yeah,
I just feel like he was just walking around yelling, just yelling and stuff. Just and
yeah,
there's
I agree. They didn't make him menacing enough. Like,
yeah.
he's supposed to be the baddest dude ever, and they just didn't really convey that. They didn't really develop him very much. I think Oscar Isaac did as well as he could with that script and with what they were asking him to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think the flaw is before it even got to Oscar Isaac in the writing, and they just didn't make him menacing enough. And then when he's supposed to be menacing, you're like, but you're not. I don't understand. And your followers are supposed to be so loyal to you. In like the first 5 minutes, you got two of your followers bounce.
Mm-hmm. True. Very
So
true.
it was. I just wasn't a big fan of that. I had another problem with Sophie Turner, who she played Jean Grey. Her English accent came out so hard, it's not even funny. They should have just made her from England and be like, yeah, this is a new timeline, and Jean Grey doesn't live in, Connecticut or wherever she was from. She's actually from, like, Manchester, because that would have made a whole lot more sense than trying to cover it up. That really bothered me as well.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, I thought Sophie Turner did okay for the role of Jean Grey. I think she's one of the best actresses who did a good job in her performance. And also, there was some small story plot lines that was involved in this timeline that kind of makes sense because one of the things I bought that most people didn't really buy was the development of the relationship between Scott Summers and Jean Grey. Some
I
people
totally dug it.
yeah, I dug it because this was the event that was developing in the comic books. You know, when they first two meet together. So I know it's a new timeline. You want to orchestrate some new things, but I think that was one of the small things I really like about this movie. But the relationship wasn't really executed well because some audience members don't really feel connected to a relationship. So that could end up as a flaw, but I don't really think that as a flaw. So I think that's one of the good things that Bryan Singer did in this movie. Um,
Yeah, I think that's something that in future movies it's going to get developed a lot more, and
mhm.
we'll look back and go, "Wow, this was a great way to start that." I think the jury's still out on Jean Grey and Scott Summers' relationship as far as developing that and really getting them to fall in love. Right now, this is like freshman year, and they're not going to start dating till like junior year,
Mhm. Yes.
and that's kind of what I got out of it. One thing I wanted to ask you
Mhm.
was what was one of your favorite scenes? Because I personally loved the scene with Jean Grey and Wolverine in it. Uh,
Oh.
I
Mm.
thought they destroyed that. That was perfect. How she was able to look into his mind and help him and get it, and he escaped. I thought that was fantastic. What did you think, and what was your favorite scene of the movie?
Uh, I'm not gonna lie about this. My favorite scene in the whole entire movie was that Wolverine scene. That scene was pretty much like a preview of what we're gonna see in Logan, and it was very bloody. You know, he was just he was killing MFs. He was chopping hands off. You know, blood was gushing out. It was very gore. It had so much gore. It was horrific, and I loved it. But
It
but
was exactly who Wolverine is.
exactly, exactly, and so that's to me that's by far the best scene in the whole entire movie itself. Um,
I agree 100%. It had everything that you needed and everything that you wanted.
yes, a little bit of shoehorned, but I don't care. It's Wolverine we talking about.
Yeah, you can't have an X-Men movie without Wolverine.
Yes, 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 yes. You cannot have it. Main problem with this film was a Mystique. Mystique, you know, Mystique's all about mutant and proud, but yet she barely has the blue. She's barely in her blue her blue form. She was pretty much in her human form throughout the whole movie. So I would guess that she probably got tired of wearing all the makeup, or you know, so maybe that's the reason why she didn't really wasn't in her blue form in the movie. And the movie did try to clarify, saying that she doesn't like being praised by other mutants as a hero, so that could be one of the reasons why she's in her human form to hide. So, but the film didn't really specify what is this reason. I just had to guess about the reason. So that's one of the things. That's one small problem I have with it was Miss Mystique. I mean, I felt like Jennifer Lawrence herself was just there for a paycheck, and she didn't really give her all for this role.
Yeah, it was really disappointing, especially because I thought she was great in Days of Future Past,
Mm-hmm.
and coming out of that role into this one, she definitely just mailed it in. It was almost like Fox and the creators that created these movies, they can't decide what they wanted to do with Mystique from First Class. She's like, oh, I don't know, I'm not proud, whatever, I'm different. And then they go into Days of Future Past where she's super mutant, pro mutant, we're the best, we want to kill everybody, this is good. And then all of a sudden she regresses back into that, well, I don't really know, unsure of herself kind of a way. And I really didn't like at the end, they show her quote unquote training the X-Men in the danger room.
Mm-hmm.
That was totally whack to me because Mystique is like a main person in the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
She's not an X-Men.
Yeah, no, yeah, but I argued with a few with a few apocalypse fans, and most of them said that it's a new timeline, man. Get used to it. Like, oh, yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could look at it that way, but I would agree to disagree on that.
yeah, agree, disagree. One of the things I like about this movie, I like the action sequences in the showing the Phoenix Force fight against the Apocalypse. That was very cool. It was the final battle was epic, and the Quicksilver scene was by far wow was very good. I wouldn't say it's better than the Wolverine scene, but I think that's the second best scene in the whole entire movie. Now, what are your thoughts on that Quicksilver scene?
I liked it personally just because of the music and kind of how the Quicksilver scene in Days of Future Past was utilized in the movie. I like that one better because of what it meant. Now, that's not to take away anything from the one in Apocalypse. It was fantastic where Homeboy just shows up and goes, huh, something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what's going on and let's save all these people. And the way that he saves the dog and he still saves the fish and
Mm-hmm.
wraps these people up. He has time to stop and put the dart so it goes in the bullseye. All the little things and the little details that they did in that scene, I thought were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And it really felt like they were playing into that character's personality. And we were really getting to learn who Quicksilver is as a person and not just seeing his powers and going, them flexing their muscles going, hey, look at what we can do. We filmed this one 3-minute scene. It took us 2 months to film.
Mm-hmm.
They did their due diligence and really made it work. And it was, I agree with you. I think it's the second best scene just because we finally saw Wolverine in true Wolverine style.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to take away from anything that they did with Quicksilver. It was fantastic. It was great, and everything fit his personality.
Yeah, I really agree. Now, the point him being there was to tell Magneto that he's his father, but yet when he got to Magneto, he didn't tell him.
He kind of wussed out. Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of a waste of a scene. Like you're trying to build up between father and son because if he told Magneto that he was his father, that would give Magneto more motivation to help the X Men. You know, to go against Apocalypse.
Yeah,
So
it definitely felt like they wanted to get him in. They wanted to show their muscles and what we can do because that scene was so successful in Days of Future Past. They
mhm.
kind of shoehorned him in. Uh, and maybe that was something that was a deleted scene. I don't know. I haven't watched all the deleted scenes where he did, or maybe an alternate ending where he does say, "Hey, you're my son," or "You're my dad." But
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. It does feel a little out of place of why he shows up at X Mansion.
Yeah, just a total waste. One thing I want to talk about, Apocalypse. Have you noticed Apocalypse is like the shortest guy in the group?
Yeah, it's kind of it is weird. Again, they didn't really show his menace,
Nah.
and I don't think I ever realized that he is the shortest. But you're right, he is, and his you would think that like he gives like Magneto and Angel like their costumes with turning them metal, dude. They are freaking awesome. And then you've got Apocalypse in this like weird blue nightgown turtleneck thing.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that one. That was a little funky.
yeah, yeah. So overall, the best performances was to me was I think James McAvoy did a wonderful job as Professor Xavier. Michael
Always.
Fassbender was had the best performance in his whole entire movie, hands down. I felt his character when his family was killed. Um, and also he's the only character that had build up and emotional build up around his character other more than other characters. And for Apocalypse, Oscar Isaac's performance as Apocalypse was below average to me, because in this movie there are he had opportunities where he could have destroyed the Earth. You know, like for example, he had he had the nukes up in the sky. He could have used those nukes to like blow everyone away. You know, he's talking about the ashes will fall or something like that, and yelling.
Yeah, he had some weird monologue.
Okay, so then there's another opportunity he could have taken over the world was when it was in Egypt and he had Professor Xavier's powers to his disposal. At that moment, he could have used Professor Xavier's powers to control everyone on Earth. But no, he just used Professor Xavier to talk to everybody, and then that scene right there was pretty much a plot device for the other X Men to come to Egypt to have the final showdown in the third act. So so really that was my
Like
yeah.
I'm with you right there. They didn't show his menace as much as they could have slash should have, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so definitely overall, this movie definitely deserves my average rating at best. A Michael Keaton Batman. And what's your rating for it?
I I actually gave it a Val Kilmer Batman rating.
Whoa. Ooh.
Yeah, there,
Ooh.
like I said, there were some things that I really liked about it, but there were just some things that I really didn't like. And if you're rating against some of the other or excuse me, the other X Men movies, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna pick the other X Men movies over this. I'm
True.
gonna pick Days of Future Past over it. I'm gonna pick X2 over this.
Definitely.
Um, in my opinion, it's a below average to average movie.
Mm.
But if it's on TV, I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Definitely. I'll watch it too. I have the movie on Blu-ray to complete my X-Men franchise saga.
Of course.
Yes. Yeah. So, all right, guys, that's the review for X-Men Apocalypse. So, give us your thoughts on the matter and what do you feel about X-Men Apocalypse, and also give us your rating for the best X-Men movies in the franchise. Alright guys, thank you for watching. If you like everything you see and you agree, click right here, join us to join me and the Backman family. And also subscribe to Bryan Banner and the Bro Force Squad. They are talented and I love those guys and we are looking forward to doing more work together. So definitely subscribe to their channel. They talk about all the superhero stuff and also they also do movie reviews and other things in that nature. Alright guys, thank you. You have been warned. Till then, ciao.